Hello chess friends, this is the last lesson in a group of lessons which will cover pawn endgames. But first of all, I would like to thank Ahmed Sharata for more than generous donation to my channel. Thank you Ahmed very much, and that will definitely help me to continue developing this channel. In today's lesson we are going to talk about some positions in which in the first look it is not clear is it losing position or not for the weaker side. If you missed to see some of my previous chess lessons about pawn endgames, take a look at information about that in the right upper corner. In this position, white is 2 pawns down, it is white on the move, and it looks like that position is hopelessly lost. But white must play now king b2 to stop black c pawn to promote. And then, after king d3, now when white plays king c1, we see that black is almost in a zugzwang, in a bad situation, because if he pushes a3, then we have nice stalemate. If instead of pushing a3, black plays king c3, that is stalemate again, and if he plays king c4, then he will lose the pawn on c2. Now black remains only with the h-file pawn, and the game is of course easily drawn. So this starting position is very interesting. Only in this case the position will be drawn with white on the move. Wherever else is black pawn in this position, it can be a3, a5, a6 or a7. Wherever black pawn is, it will be easy win for black. Only if the pawn is on the 4th rank, then this position is drawn. This position with white on the move is also drawn, and we are going to apply the idea which we have learned in the previous example. Black has very dangerous threats in this position, just to advance his g-pawn and promote and checkmate white's king. That's why white needs to find some nice maneuver how to avoid losing and to make draw. And the best move is bishop to e4. Since king is now in check, he must choose to capture dark squared bishop or light squared bishop. If he captures dark squared bishop, then we have nice bishop g2 move, and this position is completely drawn no matter that black has 3 pawns. The reason for draw are these stalemating threats. So at any moment when black captures white's light squared bishop, it will be stalemate like in this position. Or if he doesn't capture, if he plays king f3, we just continue shifting the bishop along this diagonal and there is no any chance it will be draw. Wherever black captures the bishop, it is stalemate. If black captures light squared bishop, takes king e4, now we will enter the position which we have previously learned. Bishop takes f2, and when g-pawn takes, we have the same position, just in a different corner. King g2, king e3, king f1, and the game is drawn. It will be either stalemate or drawn position in which black is going to lose his f-file pawn. This is another interesting example. In this position it is white on the move, and it looks like that white is going to lose the game because his king is far away of black's a-file pawn. His king is out of the square of that pawn, and there is nothing to stop black's a-file pawn to promote. Well, the question is there any chance for white to survive in this game? If white, for example, tries to play h4, trying to get a passed pawn, after g takes h4, f4, now it is wrong for black to advance his a-file pawn. Black will just play king c7 to approach closer and get inside of the square of a potential white's passed pawn on the king side. While white king is still far away from black's a-pawn, he can't stop it. So after f5, he can capture, but he can also simply play king d7, and after f takes g6, king e7, now black king easily controls all white pawns, and white king is not able to stop black's pawn, and black will win the game. Then the question is what to play first move. Well, the first move is f4. And now black has to be careful even not to lose the game, because if he captures that pawn on f4, now h4. And the point is now that if king c7, now h5, gh5, gh5, and now black's king is also out of the square of white's pawn. White will promote first, and he will control a1 square. No chance for black to promote, and white even wins the game now. If after h4 move black doesn't play king c7, if he starts to advance further on his own pawn, the problem is that white will promote with check, and even if it's not with check, actually promotion on h8 is controlling a1 square, and black cannot promote, and white wins the game. But after first move f4, black has very logical move king c7, and now there is no any chance for white to create a passer which black king is not able to stop. Then the question is actually how actually white draws this game. And the idea is really wonderful. White will make draw in this game by self-stalemating his own king. Really unique and wonderful plan. F takes g5, and after a5, look at this nice maneuver. King g3, a4, king h4, a3, and after h3, white has stalemated himself. He doesn't have any available move anymore, and whatever now black plays, it is stalemate. Really original and fantastic stalemate idea. In this position here, we will apply the idea which we have learned from the previous position. Again, white king is far away from black's h-file pawn. He can't stop this pawn to promote, but he's actually able to self-stalemate his king. King d7, h5, king c7. And the main line is of course with h4, but if black notices that plan and somehow he tries to avoid that and plays b6, that is actually very bad. After a4, h4, a5, b takes a5, b6, now h3, b7, we see that black will even lose the game because white will easily checkmate the king. Which means that after king c7 there is nothing better than simply to continue advancing this h-file pawn. And after king b6, h3, king a5. If now b6 check, then just king a4, and after h2, a3 and b3, and the same self-stalemating idea, there is no chance for black to make progress. So that's why maybe he will not push this pawn to b6, he will advance his h-file pawn, and after b6, h1 queen, the key move is b5. And it's really impossible but true that black is not able to win here. Now white will just play a4 and b4, and again self-stalemate himself. For example, if queen e1 check, now b4 followed by a4, and if queen b1, then a4, great move. Now queen is not able to capture b-file pawn because of stalemate, and whatever now black plays, the next move will be b4 with the stalemate. Very nice idea, which we have seen in the previous example, but now applied in this one as well. If we take a look at this position, at the first look, black's g-file pawn cannot be stopped. But white on the move has his own ideas how not to lose this game. He actually plays king c6, trying to threat king c7 and to promote his own passed pawn on d-file and to even win the game. So if g4, of course, king c7, and now white is going to win. But black has very easy move, which is king d8, and he stops now king c7. After king d5, now white king is inside of the square of black's g-file pawn, but he is losing this pawn on d7. King e4, king d6, king f3, and it really looks like that black is going to win this game because he will win this f-file pawn for sure. He will be 2 pawns up, and he will use this second pawn on g5, the pawn on g7, just to gain tempo when it's needed, or to lose tempo, whatever, and to easily win the game. But again, white has excellent stalemating idea. After king e5, king g4, king f6, and now after king h5, it's not possible to capture f5 pawn, because of stalemate of course, and whatever other move black plays, white will just shift his king between g4 and h5 squares, and this endgame is also drawn. That will be all about this chess lesson, and also all about pawn endgames for now. If you want to see some specific content in my chess lessons, please place a comment below my video on YouTube. Take a look at these suggested videos, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.